The occupation of Germany did not produce any results. It only delayed the reconstruction of the German economy. Germany had been a traditional provider of intermediate manufacturing goods for the rest of Western Europe. As a result, the delay in the economic reconstruction of Germany delayed the reconstruction of Western Europe. The fall in the volume of intra-European trade remained while Germany was out of the European markets. The latter circumstance rendered the whole of Europe dependent upon the only other major worldwide supplier, the United States. The problem was that this unexpected dependence could not be paid for. The consequence was a large trade imbalance with the United States. The Marshall Plan tried to overcome this problem by putting an end to the Morgenthau Plan, allowing Germany to get back to work trading with the rest of Europe and speeding up the reconstruction of Western Europe. The United States wanted a normalized West European economy with which to exchange goods with an increased added value. Apart from other ideological or political objectives, the Marshall Plan was meant to normalize Germany. The creation of the Federal Republic of Germany in September 1949 was a major political byproduct of the Marshall Plan. The issue was that the normalization of Germany was a problematic concept for the rest of Western Europe. Actually, Western Europe had not known a normal Germany since 1870. If one accepts that a normal country is one that does not invade its neighbors. Furthermore, in the context of the Cold War, as was the case after 1948, a normal Germany might have meant German rearmament. But Germany was not only mainly a danger from a military point of view. It was essentially an economic threat. After the removal of the limits to industrial production, German industry had been able to overcome French industry of coal and steel in quantity, quality, and price. Returning to nationhood would have meant the removal of all the international controls over the German industry, which would have implied the end of the French control over the Ruhr industry. Supranationality was the way to overcome this complex situation to the satisfaction of both France and Germany. The declaration of the then Minister of Foreign Affairs of France, Monsieur Robert Schuman, on the 9th of May 1950 was an attempt to continue the control over the German industry. But what the European colony steel community implied was a pan-European democratic control over German basic sectors. The desire to keep the German coal and steel industry under control had not changed. What changed for good was the way of exercising such control. The high authority of the European coal and steel community was to exercise control over Germany, but also over France and the rest of those countries willing to join the pro-United Europe adventure. Germany should be allowed to produce under normal conditions, but put this recovery at the service of the rest of Europe. The European coal and steel community was the first attempt at a symbiotic growth strategy which characterizes European integration. The first of the European communities, the European coal and steel community, was important because it guaranteed what all the parties in conflict wanted. France wanted to continue having an influence in the way the German coal and steel industry operated. Germany wanted the reconnection of and the reconciliation with its principal enemy in the West, France, and the removal of all the existing Allied controls over its economy. The rest of the future members of the European coal and steel community wanted their main interest taken on board if a new sectoral cartel was to be set up in the core of Europe. This is the key feature of the first episode of integration in Europe. By surrendering or pooling sovereignty, all the participating countries reinforced their own individual capacity in the field. The European Economic Community was the second episode of the Europeanization program for Germany. This time the question was the stabilization of intra-European trade, in which Germany was the key. The importance of trade with Germany was very well explained by Alan Milward, again in the 1980s. We should underline the following key points. All West European countries increased their trade with Germany. Germany became the most dynamic trade partner for all the countries in Western Europe. All of them increased their exports to Germany. The strength of the German demand compensated the temporary decrease that European exporters suffer in other markets, such as the United States in 1954. The European Economic Community enabled this pattern of intra-European trade to continue. Trade expansion was considered pivotal for the prosperity of the 6 member states, a pattern of trade in which Germany was the core economy.